What's up, DJ fan? Welcome to another video on our channel. Welcome to another episode of Start to Spin. My name is Diego, also known as DJ Pretty Boy, alongside my boy Shay, also known as DJ Shay. And together we open this spot to talk about DJ-related content, such as product reviews, tips and tricks, just tell our stories and share it with you guys so we can share some knowledge. So if you're a new DJ or a seasoned DJ, this is the spot to be. And with that being said, let's roll this intro.
Yo,
Welcome back to another episode of Start to Spin, guys. First of all, I wanna apologize for last week. We was having such a great time, and just my whole block.
that's not
died.
you can't control that. You can't control that, man.
Yeah, but it sucks though. It sucks the fact that we were actually getting to like the sauce of everything, and it just out of nowhere, boom, we lost power. So
That's like if that happens at a gig during a ceremony, you gotta grab the IR4s, shine them on the couple, turn on the E verse 8,
Yep.
Play
Battery power.
play some Bluetooth. It would have worked for you, but then you had the hotspot wasn't working. That was the only thing.
Yeah, it was too weak. So
Yeah, for streaming.
it wasn't working. So, but anyways, we're back at it again. So hopefully today, nothing of that happens. Everything goes well. And like I said, today we're gonna talk about the truth about the event industry. So mainly like back ends, the like so many things that happens, like unrealistic expectations with clients, emotional and physical toll on the work, handling vendors like a pro, turning tough moments into like lasting success. Those just little things. And as we go through what we have experienced in the back end of any of these events, make sure that you leave in the comments your thoughts, your tips, or anything that you see fit in this episode.
Mhm.
It's going to be a great one. So first things first, let's talk about the client expectation versus reality. So Shay, when it comes to like the expectation that the client has and what you can accomplish, and and the reality of it, how do you present to your client before booking, obviously, and then after that, how do you make it work to fulfill the expectation that you set?
Yeah, my biggest thing is, I wonder how people do it. People might do it differently, but I never try to over promise or over hype myself, or anything that I can do, because I never say anything like, oh, it's gonna be amazing. The dance floor is gonna be filled all night long. Like people aren't gonna want to leave. Like I'm trying to hype myself up with stuff like that,
Yeah.
because as we know, at weddings, it's not always like that. It really depends on the crowd. Some people are just there to talk. Some people are just there to hang out. And you don't want to set this expectation to the bride or the groom that, oh, everyone's going to be on the dance floor. It's going to be a rager. It's going to be like this. Because one, even if you're the best DJ in the world, it's not always like that. People are just like sometimes just chilling there, having a drink, they're not necessarily there. They're not coming there for like a club experience. And on the flip side, there's some DJs, they like to advertise themselves that way. They post on social media that way. And if you have the content to back it up, that's one thing. But one DJ like me, I don't have that much good quality content right now. So without the content, if they're not seeing it themselves, I'm not trying to paint a picture in their head of something, and then when they get there, they're like, "Whoa, this is not what he was saying." Most of the people were like going outside and doing other things. People were talking and trying to disappoint them that way. So I never set expectations like that. I just kind of go based off of I like what I do set expectations of that. Hey, whatever you guys need, I'm gonna try to help you guys. I'm responsive. I answer all the emails, and try to really create a good experience for them, be reliable, because that's stuff that is all in definitely in my control. How everyone reacts to the music necessarily is can be a little bit out of your control. Even if you're playing all the amazing songs, playing the songs that the bride thinks would work, etc. So that's what I focus on, is just kind of the customer service aspect of it, in terms of the expectations that I tell them. Like, I'm going to be talking to you guys the whole time. I'm going to be the one that shows up the day of. Then that I don't fail in that, right? Like, I make sure that if I say something, I'm gonna go and do it. So that's basically what it is I only say things that I know I can 100% go and accomplish for them, and those are the things that are in my control, which is how I talk to them, how we plan everything, and how detail oriented I am about how the whole planning process.
So basically, the customer service aspect of everything, it's what you can definitely say, this is what you get with me.
Yeah, yeah,
And I thoroughly agree with you. And that is the same way I am when I talk to my clients. I do tell them that when obviously I always bring my best to the event, and I'm a play and read the room as good as well as I can, to make sure that everyone has fun. I don't say everybody's gonna be in the dance floor, but everyone is gonna have fun. Why? Because there's a lot of people that don't dance. They don't like to dance, but they enjoy listening to music, or they enjoy just being there, sitting down, watching other people dance. They also enjoy the fact that they are able to talk to someone else in wherever they're sitting, while the music is blasting in the dance floor. So that's very important for me to let them know that my my point, or my goal, is for the people that are dancing to enjoy and have fun, and the people that are sitting down to have fun while listening to the music if they don't want to dance. But I'm not gonna say, I don't tell them, oh yeah, your dance floor is gonna be packed the whole night. Why? You can't do that. No one can do that. Why? Because it's not gonna happen. 9 times out of 10, it's not gonna happen. Your dance floor is gonna be weak or dead for a couple of minutes at any given time. So setting those wrong expectations or over promising to a client, at the end of the day, it looks bad on you because you didn't accomplish what you offered.
yeah.
So I don't. Yeah, I also don't do that. I strictly tell them, this is what I can do. You get a one-on-one with me. We'll work on the music. We will work on the timeline. The day of, we're gonna talk. Then I have my MC that you can also talk to him, bring things up to him, whatever. Everything is with us. You get a one-on-one, and then everything is tailored to your event. But I do not say I'm gonna have everyone dancing, because what if no one? What is this a person that doesn't dance or doesn't want to dance? You can't,
Yeah, exactly. And there's
So
no, there's no reason. Nobody's ever asked me that. Like, nobody's asked that, and there's no reason for you to say that. And then just on the day of, just go and execute.
Look,
Just make it
but
happen.
you know what? I've seen in a couple of DJ websites where they say dance floor, full dance floor guaranteed. You can't guarantee that. I seen it on a couple of DJs. I'm not bashing nobody. You want to advertise yourself as that, and it's completely fine with me. But it's something that you're promising something that you can't. It's not in your control. You feel
Yeah,
me?
then
You
if you're
can't
gonna
control.
guarantee it, then people are some people are gonna not take it literally, but some clients will actually take it literally and be like, "I'm take a video. This it's not full, and now you said guaranteed. Give me my money back." Yo, Smiley,
I'm
what's up,
telling
man?
you.
Smiley's in the house,
Hey, it's
man.
lovely. What's
And
good,
Smiley
bro?
says, "Oh no, we don't say that either." Yeah, dude. That's just. I mean, there's no point. There's no need to. And then you have your social media content. People can see that. And obviously, a lot of times people that have, when you have your content, it's the dance floor is popping in some way. But you don't have to say, "Oh yeah, this is exactly how your event's gonna look all night long." It's just
That,
it's
but see, that's another thing though. When you see people's content, any DJ, you see they don't put anything that is not a packed dance floor.
Yeah, and I think that that goes into our, that's part of our topic is, it's about what's the truth, right? What's behind the glam? It's a,
Yeah.
behind the glam is that what you see on Instagram, everybody's posts, and as a DJ, even looking as a DJ, you see every single DJ's post, you see crazy party, they're at a gig, people are dancing, and that's not how it is all the time. Like, first of
Yeah.
all, it's not always like that. That you don't have gigs all the time. Number one, like, people post, you might see all these gigs because you're seeing different DJs on different weekends. You're like, man, these guys seem like, everybody seems like they're booked every weekend. And most
Uh-huh.
of the time, but what's the reality? What's the truth? Is most of the weekends we don't have gigs. At least,
Yeah.
me, the solo ops, and people that are like in our shoes. Obviously, there's DJs that are booked out every weekend. But
Yeah.
the reality is, most DJs, we're not booked every weekend. We don't have gigs every weekend. And even if we have a gig, a lot of times those gigs aren't like those crazy gigs that you see on IG. The ones where everybody's dancing. It's something like, you're just doing background music, or it's, the lighting is like, they didn't buy lighting, and it's not like lit events every time. So I'd say that that's part of the big truth, is that people, DJs, we like to make it look like, obviously, we're successful, we're getting gigs, we're getting events, we're doing this, but in reality, it's like, most of the time we're sitting around on a weekend, or we're off, which is good because you need time off. But that's another truth behind the sort of the glam of everything. Let me see what Simon
Yeah.
said. He
And
did. Yeah, let me hit his comments real quick. We did a quinceanera 2 weeks ago. We got hired on the spot for another quinceanera last year. Nice. It was the sisters last year. She saw the packed dance floor. Yep, that's the way. Let your DJing do the talking. Let that do the talking. You don't have to tell her, oh yeah, yours is gonna be just like your sister's. They know what to expect. 2 weeks ago for this other quinceanera, it was more older people, and Danforth wasn't as packed as the sisters' party, but of course had less people too. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, same DJ, basically same family, but this one crowd is old people, one crowd is smaller. It's not going to be the same. Or sometimes it's just, even the dance floor is too big. It's a big dance floor for a small crowd, and then it looks empty. And like, oh, this is not
yeah.
packed. Well, everybody's here. There's not enough people here.
Yeah,
Great. What were you
or
gonna
you
say?
get the type of crowd that they dance for like 10 minutes and they leave for like
Yeah.
10, 15 minutes and they come back, like, and in that sense, you obviously, when you do your recap of the whole event to post on YouTube or to post on your website, Instagram, whatever, on social media, you're not gonna put the empty dance floor. Obviously, you're gonna put whatever is like, the peak of the part. Why do you think that in every single DJ, the hora loca, it's there? Because it's the peak, the highest,
The
and that's
hype.
what everybody wants to see. But you don't see that many DJs posting like before and after La Hora Loca. Majority of the DJs in YouTube, you see that the main thing that they post is that part, when, like, with the foam sticks and all of that. That's what you see mostly of their. But you don't see before. You don't see after. Like, I like to put before and after, and like obviously I put the when La Hora Loca is, or I don't know, whatever you're gonna call it in English, the crazy hour. I put it there, but I also put what happens before, and I put what happens after. Like, I'm very somewhat, like, I'm gonna call it transparent. Like, so you see, like, throughout the whole stage. So we have stage one, stage two, which is peak, and then stage three, which is like when people are over, like, almost leaving. Um, but it's very important to set expectations that and that you can guarantee. Don't set expectations. Don't tell clients what they want to hear. Tell them what they need to hear. What they really need to hear is what you're going to do and what you can accomplish without depending on other people's mood or mentality.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, dancing, you'll be depending on them if they want to dance. Yeah, your music, you can play the fires music you have, and you can play the, like, 2000s hip hop. But if they just don't want to dance, they're not gonna dance.
Yeah, that's
You
the thing.
know?
And the other thing is, like, alcohol. Yeah, like, that has a big impact on it too. You might have promised that, you say, oh, your dance floor is going to be packed, It turns out it's a dry wedding, and they're like, not big dancers, and you're like, oh shit, now I've
Yeah.
like hyped myself up. The bride's like a big dancer. There's no drinking, but she loves to dance, and she's like, oh, I want everyone to dance with me. I got the best DJ, and it's like, this
That-
is going to be challenging.
so that is one that is big for me. When I always ask, is it gonna be a dry event or not? If it says a
Mhm.
dry event, I know I'm gonna have to work harder than
Yeah.
when it's not a dry event.
Then you
Like
definitely then you're definitely not saying anything about the dance floor, whatever you want to say. All right,
yeah,
Smiley
and
said,
then
yeah, let me hit this real quick. Smiley said, yeah, that's the type of crowd it was. We had to cater mainly to older folks. The guys from the court were hired. So I feel, of course, they were there for the pay mainly. Oh, wow. And so the court, wait, isn't the court usually the girls' friends or something? Like they were
yeah,
hired girls?
the court of honor, yeah.
I've never heard of that, dude.
Well,
That's
you look
good stuff.
here the court of honor is usually, yeah, like like she chooses her friends to be like part of her little
Hmm.
court thing, but you can also rent people to do it. Yeah,
Wow, what the heck?
it's
So
crazy.
if you don't have friends or something, or what? Like if you don't have that many friends?
No, there's companies that actually like they'll dress up as like Marines or whatever, and like literally it's like a whole like
Wow,
freaking it's crazy. It's crazy.
really?
So you can do that too,
That's
but
interesting. I
majority,
never heard of that or seen. At least I never seen that in your guys' gig logs yet. I think.
no, I mean it's not part of what I offer, so I'm not gonna put it if it's there.
Uh,
But no, I never. It hasn't happened here. I haven't seen it here, but at least in Peru, there's
okay.
several events that I've been and then I have seen that they hire this people and they walk in as like
Yeah,
like
like the Queen's
with
Queen's Guard.
with the
Wow,
swords and then like very like this like
that's crazy.
so
Yeah.
yeah, so I seen that it happens,
Yeah, same
but
here. You guys friends, of course. Yeah, I mean, but that's the other thing. If you have these hired people like that, the court is usually her friends and the hype people. So you got that whole crowd, the whole hype men, all those girls. They're all out now, and you got these people that are like, I don't even know if they would dance. They're gonna get all dressed up with their swords and stuff. They're gonna dance.
see I wanna bring something. I'm glad that Smiley said that he had like they play mainly for the older crowd because I've noticed that I've been to a couple of quinces and I see that the DJ caters more for the adults. You are at a quince.
Hmm.
Why are you catering for the adults? I know that the adults pay. Those are the ones that pay the money. But if you are at a quince, you should do whatever you can to cater for the kids.
Yeah.
Now if the kids are not responding to everything that you're trying to do, then yeah, go ahead and try it for the adults. But I seen here I actually went to like two quinces in the past month, and both I'm telling you, and I kid you not, the dance floor was mm, I don't want to say it was dead because it wasn't dead, like completely dead, but it was very, very low on energy because the DJs were playing music that was like more for older people, not so much for the kids. The kids were like, yeah, they'll dance one or two songs and then they'll leave. And then in my head, like I'm dancing because look, now that I'm a DJ, I know how that feels when not a lot of people are dancing.
Feel
So
bad for him.
I'm dancing the whole time. And like my wife is like, yo, can we sit down? I'm like, no, no, let's hook the DJ out. As long as there's one person or one couple dancing, then it's gonna invite more people to come dance. So I was like, no, let's just stay, let's keep dancing. So I literally danced almost like the whole night, but it was like my wife, myself, and then like another couple and another couple, and that's it. It was like three couples throughout the whole event.
Hmm.
But he kept playing music that it was not like they will play bachata, but old school bachata, the one that the kids don't even know.
No.
So that's one thing that I don't understand. Like, why do I mean I don't know how other DJs do, but at least like majority of Hispanic DJs do it that way. They always play like the old stuff that it doesn't work with kids.
Hmm.
You need to understand that in a quince your main concern is the kids. You need to do whatever you can to play for the kids. Just like this event right here, the one that I did last week, and you see, majority of them were kids. That the whole outside of the dance floor, it was all adults. But I cater more for the kids. And obviously, and when I use like bachata or merengue or cumbia, I use I use songs that are very very hip for the young crowd, but I know that the adults know it too. So like I'm not gonna use bachata from like the 80s or the 90s because these kids don't know them, and if they don't know the song, they'll walk away. So you need to use bachata from like maybe not from now, but like from the 2000s.
2000.
Anything that came out through that, use that because you're gonna hit both genres, both eras of adults and kids. So
Yeah.
like you can play with the music. The thing is that I feel like majority of the DJs, they have the mentality is like if the parents dance, they'll have fun and then they'll hire me for their event. So they're not even worried about that party. They're worrying about their next event.
Yeah, yeah. And
I
that's
don't
what
know. Tell me
Smiley's
what
saying.
else
The
you
same thing. He said, for sure, we did throw good music for the kids. La Hora Loca time was hyped. The father kept coming and asking for older people music. Even when we did try to talk to him, it's for the kids. So maybe this is what people are running into is that the parents are like made the playlist and the parents keep coming up to them and telling them to play that older stuff. So it's like what Smiley ran into.
Yeah. So with that, and that's something that I don't know. I don't know if Smiley, you talk to your clients this, but this is something that I talk to my clients too. On our first meeting, I tell them that I tell them that I am being hired for their daughter's party, so I am gonna cater for the daughter's party and her guests. If I have a chance, I'll throw some for like the older people. Once I see that the kids are like getting tired, then I can throw something older for them. But I cannot base the whole event for the parents to dance because it's not for the parents; it's for the kid. And I don't know, man. It's just the way. It's just the way I think. Uh,
Yeah, it makes
to
sense.
yeah, to me, I'm not thinking about who's gonna hire me, who dances the most, so they can hire me for their event. I'm in my head is I'm making sure that the quinceañera is having fun and that she's enjoying. And after that, I don't care if no one gets to me, they don't like no, but as long as she have fun and she enjoyed the party, it's good because it was well worth whatever they spent on me.
Yeah,
So
that makes
that's how
sense.
I see it.
I mean,
But
my
not a lot.
perspective is like I've only done two Sweet 16s like ever, but in
Mhm.
the two that I did, what I saw was that the kids danced more in the beginning, and then it's almost like the inverse of a wedding where the
Yeah.
kids leave the dance floor earlier, and then it's the later of the night becomes more parent dominated. So I don't know. Do you see that too? Like that's why like I said, I've only done two, but that's what
That
happened in both of them.
the problem is like our cultures are different. So Americans, like kids at 10 o'clock, they're already leaving the party. In the Hispanic culture, 10 o'clock is when the party starts.
The kids are still there, but if you don't like if you played their music, they would still dance, you think.
Yeah,
Like they're still there to dance.
yeah, they're still there to
Yeah,
dance.
that sucks for
But
them.
and that's why I like more so when they're hiring when they hire me for a quinceañera or a sweet 16. I That's another thing that I ask. Are you inviting more American people or you inviting more Hispanics? If they say Hispanics, I already know how the how the outcome could possibly be. But with Americans, it's like a hit or miss because the first of all, the American kids, they go by themselves as opposed to like the Hispanics,
Yeah, their
you
parents
go with
come.
your family.
Yeah, yeah,
So it's more like it's you're there the whole time until your
yeah,
family wants to leave. But the
yeah,
Americans like 10 or 11 max, they're already leaving.
yeah,
And the parties, that's when it starts at 10 o'clock. That's when like hora locas or the peak. It's when you start hitting go from 11 to 12. That's when you have like the most upbeat or upgoing type of music.
yeah,
But it really, it really depends on the demographic that you're DJing for,
Yeah,
and
that makes sense.
you have to know very well the type of music that you're going to play for that event. And in my, at least for me, worry about la quinceañera or the sweet 16 girl. Don't worry about the parents, don't worry about anybody else, but as long as she is having fun, because that's what you got hired for her day, not for everybody else's. So as long as she's having fun and she's enjoying it, that your job is done and you
Yeah.
did it right.
And Smiley says, "Yeah, definitely. I haven't mentioned it like that, but yeah, might have to throw that line in there." Yeah, so maybe that's what Diego said. Doing it, talking to them ahead of time, bringing it up at some point. At least bringing it up so that it's on their radar that
Yeah.
this is how
Or,
you kind of think about things.
or you can also set an expectation and tell them, okay, look, I'm gonna cater for them, but around this time I'll throw some for you guys, so for the older crowd. I can throw some between this time and this time, and to let the kids recuperate and then bring them back. But essentially, what I want is for the kids to enjoy and have fun,
Yeah.
because it's for them. It's not, it's not for the adults. It's for them, for the kids. So, and for this event that I did last week, I was a little skeptical because it was dry. It was a dry event.
Oh, this
So I
last
was
one we
like,
did the gig log.
yeah, it
Oh
was a dry
wow, dude,
event. There
that
was
that was
no,
lit though. That was lit.
yeah, dude, bro. I'm telling you, it was fire, man. It's like anything. Like those kids
I
were
saw it. Yeah, they were
amazing.
going crazy. Here, I'll pull it up, dude.
I I was playing every, like after the cake, I started playing Wepa, and I was like, you know what? They're dancing to everything. So you know what? I'll say like whatever. Let me do this, and I threw it, and then even the parents started dancing, and I was like, oh yeah, okay. So I started like quit mixing Wepa. I did like 3 or 4 different songs.
Is that the one where they were like twerking and stuff?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Wait, let
Yeah, I
me
saw it. I
remember
was like,
this
yo,
one.
this is crazy, dude. Where'd it go? Can you see it? Oh, yeah, you can see it, right?
Yeah, now we can see it.
Hold up, let me put us here on the side. This is Pretty Boys Gig Log, everyone. Yeah, dude, this is packed, dude. Look at the dance floor. This is a packed dance floor, bro.
Yeah, and that's not on the Hora Loca part. So
Oh, look at
that's
this.
what I like to show. Like that.
Look at this.
Look, no, they were crazy, man.
Dude, look at
Even
this guy. Oh
even
man,
even
they got one.
the even the
Ah.
videographer was like dancing
Yeah,
part
yeah,
of
yeah.
it.
Oh yeah, he's
And
got that stick. Oh, dude, that's
yeah,
I've never seen that before. Like the five of them in a group on top.
yeah, and then we threw like dancing on the clay,
Yeah,
the
dancing on the
smoke.
clouds.
Yeah, and another thing is like that the guy, the videographer,
Yeah,
he came up to me, and he was like, hey, can I can I tell you something? And then in my head I was like, man, he's going to throw it. Like in my head is like, he has seen so many DJs,
yeah,
so
yeah.
he's probably gonna say something like, you gotta do this better. Like I was like, all right,
You're
mentally
preparing.
wise, I was preparing for constructive criticism. And
Yeah,
then he
yeah.
was like, he came out and he's like, hey, where you're from? And I'm like, oh, I'm from Peru. And he was like, oh, nice. Hey, man, I gotta tell you something. And I was like, yeah, what's up? He's like, I've been to so many events, but your music is fire. And I
Oh
was like,
shit.
oh, thank you. Like, I really appreciate that. Yeah, especially from someone that's been to so many quinces and so many like parties, to tell you like I've been to so many, but your music is fire. I've heard some other DJs. I'm trying to say it verbatim because I don't want to lie. I've been to other quinces and I've seen some other DJs, and just like they just don't connect with the kids. But it's like
Mm,
with you, like your music, it's like you're connecting with the kids and the adults. And I was
yeah,
like, well, thank you. Like, I appreciate that. But at the same time, I was like worried about the next song. He was
yeah.
just
Oh, he was
talking.
telling you while you were mixing.
Yeah, yeah.
No, you can
So,
see the kids. Yeah, that's the thing, man. The kids are on the dance floor the whole time in this one. You can see it. There's
yeah,
kids throughout the whole thing,
yeah.
and
And
you
again,
got the
from,
boys. You got the boys too. The boys are tough to get sometimes.
yeah, and see, and that's another thing that I like because when Pee Wee is there talking to them,
Mm.
he like hypes them up in the back.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Right
yeah.
before the hey guys, let's make this party happen. Let's make it lit. Blah blah blah. Like stay on the dance floor. Like he does his like little pep talk to them, because So so the
Yeah,
party
so like they're
is kind
like
of controlled.
grind. What song were you playing here, bro? Like grinding and shit on the dance floor, man. It's going crazy.
Uh,
Get low.
no, I didn't. I barely play any English music.
Yeah,
See, look,
dude.
look.
Yeah, that's the videographer, right? Who's that
Yeah,
guy? Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. No, that's sick, bro.
yeah. So again, like I said, make
That's just
sure that
Smiley
you.
said true.
Yeah,
Smiley said true for sure. I think he was talking about that was from before, and then he said that's wild. That's a hype crowd for sure. Yeah, man, that was hype, dude.
yeah, man. When you start seeing this type of crowds where they just start dancing to whatever you do and whatever you start throwing at them, like it just hypes you up more and it wants you to do more. Like okay, let me try this or let me throw this one or let me start quick mixing. Because when I get like I usually start when I start my events, I'm pretty like conservative. So I play the song, like first like intro, bar, chorus, and then I'm out.
Mm-hmm.
But then when I'm like really on my peak, then let's let's go quick mixing. So I started quick mixing. Like I play like 30 seconds of each song to get more songs out, and like obviously the part that I know that they like. So I started like quick mixing, and it just makes it really fun. Like they
Yeah,
have fun because especially kids, they have a short attention span, and you giving them 30 seconds or like a minute or whatever, what specific part of a song that that they like because of TikTok or whatever.
yeah,
It makes it fun. It makes it fun for them, and it makes it fun for you because you're working your brain, you're working, like you're doing your skills and stuff like that. So it's really fun. It's
yeah,
really
yeah.
fun to do.
Well, I know you said the videographer was hyping you up, but
Yeah.
did you get the content though? Did you get the email?
No, that's the thing. How you gonna hype me up and not give me anything? Like
He's like,
why?
yo, this was sick, man. I got so much good content, bro. I got so much good dance floor video, and then nothing,
Nothing.
crickets.
Crickets.
So you got to hit up your boy. You got to tell him, yo, I just want the raw files. What was he saying? He says, ask for the raw files, ask
Yeah.
them, but then
Well,
don't you. It's annoying when DJs ask for content.
yeah. I mean, at that time, I didn't really speak to them like that. He just came out to me out of nowhere and started like
Oh,
talking to
okay.
me. But it's like it's not like they came up to me in the beginning like, "Hey, my name is so. We're gonna be the photographer and videographer." No, they just show up, started doing their thing.
Start
I'm
doing
like,
it.
all right, well, I'm gonna do my thing, and because I was already there. So to me, if you're walking in a place, you gotta present yourself because I'm already there. I don't need to go to you and present myself. You need to come to me and present yourself because I'm already there. Out of respect,
Eh,
you don't walk into place and don't say hi to anybody.
Yeah, I mean
When you
that's a little weird by him, but you gotta get the content from him somehow though. That's the thing. You need him more than he needs you in that situation.
Well, yes and no, because I was recording myself. I got content.
Yeah, I mean, but
I got some
if
content.
you want like we talked about, if you want the quality stuff, then that's the thing. He's got it. He doesn't need nothing from you unless he's
I,
gonna come. Hey, can I plug this in? Can I plug this in?
What do you think he did? That's what
Oh,
he
he
came
did.
up to
He
me
got it
and
from you.
asked if he can plug his crap to record my stuff to record the music.
That's when you ask. That's when you ask. I Hey, what's your email about? Give me your business card, and then you hit him up afterwards. Yo, hey, remember me?
Yeah, you know what? I didn't think about that, like asking for his business card because he did that while we were doing the first dance already, and
Mm.
I was already nervous. Like
Oh,
first
he did it
dance,
while you were actually in the already.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
late. Then that's late.
Yeah, he didn't do it before. He just did it immediately right when the first dance was gonna start, and I was already like tripping. Then what I told you about, like the
Oh
mix
yeah,
that
yeah, yeah. That was
the
that.
mix that I did that I couldn't figure out why it wasn't working, and it was already like 30 seconds before the next song. So I was all over the place trying to figure out what was going on. So
Yeah, yeah,
probably
yeah,
that's
yeah. That
why.
makes sense.
But what am I? Smiley
Let's
said
see.
something.
Smiley said it was our first quinceanera of the year. We've been doing mainly American weddings. June and July is all American weddings. Oh, really, dude? I don't know. You get a lot of American weddings too. Do you have any? I don't. You had just like a couple I saw in the past, but
Yeah.
You usually don't do American weddings either, right?
No, I'm more mainly like probably 90% of my events are Hispanic,
Yeah.
and then 5% mix, and then the 5% like straight American
How do the American weddings find you, Smiley? Are you booking them, or is it like through someone else? Because yeah, I don't. I've never
through
booked.
Facebook.
I've never, yeah, through Facebook. Yeah, it's probably what it is, dude. That's where they all post. I've never done an American wedding, and then people don't really. I mean, people don't ask me either, because I just market myself just very heavy, just like Indian. At least I do half. It's half Indian, half white. Like I'll do that, but I've never
Like
done a full
me
American.
too. Honestly, I feel very comfortable doing a mixed one, like Spanish and American.
Yeah,
But in all American, I've done it, so I can do it. It's just
yeah,
that
yeah. We can
my
do it for sure.
yeah, it's just that
But
I'm
there's
more
so many. There's
comfortable.
to me, there's so many DJs that can do that too. And probably do it better than me. Like
Yeah,
other American DJs do it better, and just they let them do it. Yeah,
yeah,
that's
exactly.
my mentality with it. But yeah,
Yeah,
so I'm curious how you get them, or if you're like if they like hit you up, or if they're looking for you, or you get it as a referral or something. And
so
then,
it's
oh, dude, this is a good one. So he says we mainly were Hispanic parties. We did a pool party last year. They hired us for another pool party, and then their daughter's wedding. So it's probably that's why. I mean that's a great way. That's a great way to get it though, because that means they like you specifically. So
yeah,
it's not like they're just looking for the cheapest person, and then you got it, or they wanted you specifically. So yeah, I would do an American wedding like that too. If it's like they heard me and they liked me and they're like, no, we want you specifically. All right, then it doesn't matter. American, this, that, but it's just more, like I don't like advertise to random clients, like, on Google or whatever. It's like, I'm not like, oh, American weddings, like come inquire with me. But if somebody heard me somewhere and they're like, oh, we really want you as our DJ. Okay, sure. It's not like a, it's not like a no, no
yeah.
white.
But it's also because now they see your work, so it's easier
Exactly.
to like more comfortable for you. One, and then two, they already know how you work, so there's
Yeah,
not
and they
much
know
that
they know
you can
like
do.
that what kind of music you play, and
Yeah,
he says since then people have been hitting us up about weddings, been going from there. Nice, man. That's pretty cool.
yeah, that's
That's the
good
that's
word
the
of
best
mouth.
way. That's the best way to get. Honestly, when people want you for you, like they've seen you, or they saw your content, or someone told them about you, like that's the best way to do it, because then otherwise it's kind of just becomes about price or something. Like, oh, who can do the best price, and those clients, they usually don't value the DJ as much either.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Like when I obviously I think everybody, but when I first started, like the price was really uncomfortable for me to say. But then I started growing, and at one point I'm like, oh yeah, it's 2,500, and they say, oh, that's too much. I'm like, okay, well that's fine. And he's like, well, can you do it for less? I was like, I can say I have another package that it's 18, and like, oh, but no, can you do it for less? Like, I'm sorry, I'm just probably
Yeah,
not
less
a
than
DJ for
that,
you.
that's too much, dude.
Like, but before it was hard for me to like turn down the event.
Yeah,
Like, I was like,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, I'll do it for that much. But then it got to a point that I was like, no, like people are taking advantage because just because I want to do the event, and they just want to like really lowball me. So I was like, no, starting today, I am not doing it. So since that day, and like I said before, I'm happy with the amount of events that I get, because if I start taking every single event that want to pay me like very low, let's say if I do 25 events in 1 year and make $50,000, as opposed to doing 50 events and make $50,000, I'd rather do the 10 or 20,
yeah.
more high maintenance, more, it requires maybe and the people that pay less is the people that bother you the most.
And
So
then
like
you'll
that's
they'll refer you to other people that expect to pay the same amount.
yeah, exactly.
And now you're stuck. You're like, oh shit, I did this. That's what I was worried about. Remember I told you I booked, because I don't do sweet 16s that often. So I booked this sweet 16 and charged them 1,000. And then I was like, oh shit, what did I do? Like I forgot how much work sweet 16s are. It's literally a wedding. And I was like,
Yeah,
oh shit, like, dude. Now, and so even at the gig, like people were asking me my price, I was just saying that it was whatever I would actually, much higher, even though I charge less to this guy, because I'm like, I'm not getting caught in this now. Oh, how much did that DJ was good? How much did he charge you? Oh, he's only 1,000. Oh, 1,000. Let's invite him for our Sweet 16. And like, be the
Yeah.
Sweet 16, be stuck at that price. Then you get stuck there because that's what people. You charge that guy that much, then they expect to pay the same. Let me see. Let me hit Smiley's thing here. He said, not gonna lie, I kept telling my wife I hope to play freestyle music at a party. I threw it on the pool party. The family loves freestyle. Yeah, there you go, dude. Like sometimes you play something because you're like, hey, I'm bored. I want to play what I want to play. And then in this case, like, the family loved it, and now it sounds like you got two more gigs from it, and which one of them's a wedding. So you never know. You never know what's gonna happen. And I think that's the flip side of the argument is sometimes you do more. Some people are like the mentality, like they're trying to do as many gigs as possible because they want to get their name out there. And so there's also this that maybe Smiley thought, oh, it's just a pool party, it's American people, like I'm gonna pass on this one. But he took the gig, and it turned into more opportunities and a wedding. So sometimes you don't know, like if you don't go out there, this is what he's describing is the flip side of what we were saying, like taking a gig that you normally wouldn't, and then it leading to something better. So I think that there's both sides to that argument, or to that point.
Yeah. So, and another aspect of the topic that we're talking about, which is the truth about the industry, the back end of the industry. It's the physical and mental grind that it goes into the DJs aspect, like long weekends, late nights, early load-ins, back pain, because you're carrying heavy stuff.
You're carrying the
You know,
44 G2s.
yeah,
On your head.
sleep deprivation, and like you miss family time, and
Mhm.
those are things that people don't really take in consideration. There's an emotional toll too, like the pressure to perform, comparison, imposter syndrome, all of these things. Like it's just crazy how much out of you to do an event.
Yeah, I think social media just makes it a lot harder. I mean, I think in general, right? Social media as a thing, it always makes you compare your life to other people. Like even if you're not a DJ, you're just a teenager growing up, right? That's the problem. But then as a DJ, you can fall into that. Like I'll see that, I'll be like, oh dang, like this looks like so good. This guy is like so booked. And you see that other YouTubers, you see on Instagram, everybody's everybody looks like, oh, like they're balling. They have so many gigs. They're uploading so much. So that's another thing is you have to remember, like don't compare yourself. You do your own thing, and that's why I really like YouTube, because I don't use YouTube to like compare myself to other DJs, but I get so many ideas from YouTube, like it's crazy. Like the white speaker setup, lighting, the sound switch, like literally everything that I do is because I probably saw it on YouTube somewhere. But it's not because it's more of a, you think about it as a tool. But it can be bad if when you're seeing all that, you're not getting it. You're not getting gigs. You're like, yo, like what's going on? It can make you compare yourself to other people, or it can make you expect that, like, why is my DJing career not like this? But everybody's lives probably aren't like that. If you just see the gig logs, you're only seeing when they have an event. You're not seeing everything else behind the scenes. You're not seeing how much time they don't have a gig, how long it took to get that many gigs.
Yeah.
It takes time, and it takes a lot of work to get to that point.
And if any, they let's say for a couple of months they only have like two or three gigs in 3 months, one a month. But then when they posted like one each week. So in 3 weeks you assume, oh wow, like I just saw three gigs from him in one
Mhm.
month.
Yeah,
It's actually like prolonged into like 2, 3, or 4 months, but it's just social media is very deceiving.
yeah,
So
exactly.
yeah,
It just
like
it
Shay
shows
said,
you the highlights of everything. So that's why in general, like it's not good to use it for DJs. It's great because it's like a advertising tool.
yeah,
But then when you
yeah,
actually use it, like you're like consuming it, scrolling through and stuff, then you can be like, whoa, like all these people are going crazy. Like, what's going on with me? Smiley said 100. I hadn't been to my parents' house in like 2 months because I was busy every weekend with gigs. Just got to visit them last weekend. Hey, there you go, man. Busy every weekend with gigs. That's awesome, dude. But that's the thing. It takes time, and then that's the thing. Even when you're not busy, like, don't I would say when you're not DJing on a weekend, don't spend your weekend looking at other people's posts from that weekend. Do something with your time. Like, go spend time with your family. Like Smiley got to do. You get to visit someone. And then yeah, during the weekdays, that's when you be on YouTube. That's when I'm hitting the comments on everybody's videos, and commenting and this and that. But yeah, on the
Yeah,
weekend,
man.
if you have a weekend off, don't do DJing stuff. Do the stuff that you don't usually do.
Yeah, literally take it off. If you don't have anything, take it off. Enjoy the family. Maybe go out with your friends, whatever. Like, like we are DJs, yes, but we still have a life.
Yeah,
So not everything has to be related to DJing. You also need your own personal time. Everybody needs a break. Everyone.
yeah, man.
So take your break
Another thing
when
I'll
you
say about
can.
like the truth behind the event industry too is like, we do social media and stuff for clients, usually. Like, the goal is, you put it up so it's kind of like advertising. You have a bit of a resume. At least that's how I think about it. That's how we think we should think about it. YouTube is a bit different. But I feel like the biggest people that are the biggest critics are just other DJs themselves. So the people that you'll find that are like hating the most, that are commenting the negative stuff, that are like, trash talking, it's usually other DJs, which aren't even going to be your clients. Like, you're not selling yourself to other DJs. You're selling yourself to clients, to
Yes.
regular people. So, and it sucks that other DJs are the ones that are probably going to be the most likely to put you down. Like, there's not random people on Instagram aren't writing mean comments to people. It's usually other DJs that are saying, "Oh, your beat matching was terrible. It wasn't even in key." That random crap. When the dance floor is popping, the people listening to it like it. That's what matters. So I would say that when it goes to your setup, when it comes to your lighting, your beat matching, your transitions, whatever it is, the truth is that what matters is what the clients think. And then the DJs are going to be, unfortunately, the DJs, a lot of people, obviously, there's DJs like both of us. I would say both of us try to build people up. We comment positive stuff, but the people that comment negative are going to be other DJs that, are probably just sad that they're not at a gig, and, taking it out on, don't know how to process their feelings and taking it out on in the comment section. So instead of doing that, DJs, obviously, most of us, everyone here in this podcast, everyone brings people up, comments positivity, but usually when there's haters, it's other DJs out there.
Hey, haters gonna hate, man, and you just gotta appreciate that they're hitting on you because that means you're doing something right.
Exactly, dude.
Um,
If people ain't hating, then
that's
you
how
ain't
I see it.
popping. So yeah,
Yeah,
I think I said that before. So once you get haters, all right, like, I'm getting out there now. My subscriber
yeah.
count's getting up a little bit.
Coming up, I'm coming up.
I need
Well,
I need some
just to say,
haters. So some haters drop
so
come into my videos.
to summarize on the physical and mental grind, just a couple of things to like kind of, I mean, if you want to call it tips, um, prep your body with like meals, be hydrated, sleep well, mental wellness breaks, um, talk it out. If you need to talk to somebody, talk it out. Don't be afraid to say no. If it's not something that you're willing to do or it's not beneficial to you, just say no. It's okay to say no. And like for example, Smiley, how do you recharge from a brutal weekend of just working? Let's say you worked Friday, Saturday, and Sunday doing gigs. How do you recharge from that? Or like, well, he's
Smiley,
typing.
Smiley gets. Is it
What
you?
about
I
you?
don't know who you talk about. Smiley gets get some McDonald's. That's how you recharge. So
How do
I
you
don't,
recharge
I don't
it?
know. Did Smiley say? I think Smiley said McDonald's. We talked about that like a long time ago. What was
No,
our?
but that's talking about fuel. I'm talking about like
Yeah,
mental wise and like physical wise. How do you
yeah.
what do you do? Do you like just the next day you just decide to like literally zoomed off of everything
Yeah,
or
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I first of all, I don't DJ that often that I get like feel that burned out. But after a gig, like the next
You never
day,
have a back to back?
no, I have a back to back, but I never feel like that dead. Well, let's see what Smiley said. He said, "Should I go to the gym the next morning?" Oh wow, man.
Well, you tripping.
Sometimes I'm so sore I can't even like. I'm like, yo, if I go to the gym, I'm gonna like I won't be able to make a workout. I'll injure myself or something. That's
No.
that's pretty. That's dedication. But yeah, I'll just chill. Like I'll chill at home. I won't make any plans. And then what's really like what helps me refocus is like putting all my stuff, all my DJ equipment back because usually it's the night before. It's
Yeah.
everything's everywhere. And I know you have a storage unit, so it's a little different, but it's like I still put it in my house, so everything's like everywhere. So I put everything back, I charge everything, and then I'm like, oh, all right, everything's back where it needs to be. Things are all fully charged. I'm ready again, and then I feel like then mentally I feel ready again too. So that's a big thing for me. I just having everything organized, but I don't have anything. But do you do something?
No. Well, just try to sleep as much as I can.
Yeah,
Because
sleeping
like
is big.
I already have problems sleeping. It takes a lot for me to go to sleep, and the littlest noise will wake me up, and if I wake
Mm,
up, I can't go back to sleep. So like when I have events back to back, like Saturday and Sunday, or that time, remember I told you I have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and bro, by Sunday I was dead. I was dead. I was
yeah, yeah.
so dead. I was sleepy, and like Monday, I had to work my regular job. So I went to my
Mm,
job. I came back, and then I just like knocked out. I was like, I need to go to sleep. Friday it was from I want to say six p.m. No, I'm lying. It was from 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. Then I have the quince. So I got home, and I had to change my equipment because the one that I took for Friday was different equipment. Then I had to change my equipment, go to the quince, do the quince, get out of that. And then that Sunday it was a house party that I had to do. And I went to the house party. I got
mm,
home, put everything away because at that time I did not have the storage unit yet. I was still dropping everything at my house. And then Monday I went to work, so I haven't had like a lot of sleep. So I
sleep.
went
Yeah.
to work, came back, and then I just told my wife, "Look, I'm dead. I need to go to sleep." So I went to sleep. Boom, that's it.
Yeah, that's big because after a gig too, I'm awake. Like I can't sleep. If even
Yeah.
I get home at 1:30. I'm up to like 4. Like the adrenalines, all these lights
And
were going
all
in your
all you
face.
hear is
Yeah, exactly. That's it. It takes time. That's why it takes time. And like Smiley said, eating all that food, I feel my body different. But yeah, I go to the gym 5 to 6 days a week. Wow, man, benching 235. Yo, that's legit,
hey,
man. 235 is that's like was that two plates on each side plus a 5 on each side? That's big, dude.
I'm 175, so like almost two of me.
I don't know. That two of you
One
is
and a
like
half.
350, but but yeah,
Okay,
one and a
one
half.
and a half.
That's a lot, man. That's good, man. And then he said June 7th got double gigs, got a pool party with a company at a neighborhood 12 to 4, and then gonna go an hour away to dude. I haven't done this yet. I haven't
How
done
do you
that.
do that?
Yeah, I haven't done that. Because you have
Wait,
to go,
hold
then
up.
you have to
So
drive an hour. That's gonna be tight. What time does the quinceanera start? Because 12 to 4, so then you have to break down
yeah,
at 4.
that's my question. From 12 to 4, then you break down at 4. That means that you probably be
At
done like
least
4:30.
4:30 at the earliest. Earliest.
Yeah, 4:30 the earliest. You're leaving and you have
An
to drive an
hour.
hour. So
So
5:30. Then you have
5:30.
to set up, which will take maybe an hour or hour and a half, depending on how much equipment you're taking.
Maybe 7
So
at the
the
earliest.
quinceañera most likely needs to start around 7.
Yeah. Because if you otherwise, that's tight. That would be. Okay. That's why. That's why. So you said
Oh, okay.
my homie's gonna have everything set up for the quinceanera. That makes sense. You just gotta go and just DJ then.
Okay.
That's the only way, dude. Because that four is tight. Dude,
Dang.
I
You
feel
got it like that? You got it like that, Smiley?
Smiley's on. He's like, yo. He's like, oh, you guys talking about not getting gigs and stuff. He's like, I can't
Oh,
relate. I can't relate to that.
yeah. I
That's
can't
good,
relate to
man.
that either.
And you got the double header. That's a double header. I have not had that yet. I've had the back to backs. I've had the one at night and then back in the morning, but I've never had two in the same day, like early and then late.
Yeah,
But
me
that's
neither.
smart. That's smart that you're having your friend set everything up. That's really smart.
Yeah, I never had that, so I'm like, I'm lucky, I guess.
That's the other thing is behind the truth wise is all the setup and the logistics that go into the setting up because you have to think about all that stuff in advance. What are you going to bring? If you're getting dry ice, when are you going to pick it up? How are you going to fit everything in the car? Do you need more space? And then for this is extra logistics. You need one guy doing a setup somewhere while you break down, and then you're going to meet him there, and then he's going to stay there. You got to make sure that he has everything that the client booked. There's a lot of like logistics and planning that goes into things behind the scenes that people don't know either.
Yeah, most definitely. Now, also, with regards to what we're talking about, turning challenges into career win. So basically, like what Smiley does, that he books two events one day, and he just has somebody else setting up for him the second event to be able to make it to both. Like that's fire, and that's definitely a challenge that it's a win. And like, or for you in this instance, Shay, have you ever had like when you go to an event, you set up everything, and then one of your speakers doesn't work, or your controller is not connected, or when you do
I
sound
haven't had
testing?
that. Yeah,
No.
I haven't had that, but I'm worried about that, especially for a ceremony, because we always have one speaker most of the time. We do one speaker for the ceremony. So I'm
Yeah.
like, that's my biggest concern is, we always talk about having backups, having this, that. I'm like, I only have one speaker for the ceremony. If that speaker goes down, like I'm gonna have to run into the reception and grab that speaker, and like it's gonna be a mess. But like luckily, fingers crossed, I haven't had anything like that happen. I'm trying to think. I mean, the only time was, remember when I was telling you when the cover of my lavish booth was like pushing on my mic cord, and
Yeah.
the mic wasn't working,
Oh,
and I was like
disconnected.
freaking out because it was during the gig, like they were about to like do a speech. It wasn't like before. It wasn't when I got there. It was like during, because it would change if you put pressure on the top or you took pressure off. It would change.
Oh
So then
damn. Okay. Yeah.
I just took the top off of the lavish booth and then started working, and then I had no idea what was going on. But so then it worked. I didn't have to replace anything. But yeah, luckily I haven't had to do anything where I had to replace something. Somebody said, "Man, don't make me buy." Dude, this is my. I'm so I now it's almost anxiety, but it's legit because it's like, dude, it can happen. Like, what if that one speaker goes out? Like, that's when having two speakers helps because, okay, worst case, one goes out, the other one you can still do a party with one speaker. Like, it won't be bumping, but you could do it. But that's the thing. If you have one ceremony speaker and it goes out,
Yeah.
what are you gonna do? But okay, look, ceremony they can yell. Worst case, right? It sucks, but it's not like the party's gonna. It's not like the party is done. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's not ideal. Chinchilla's back.
Hey,
Yo,
Chilling.
what's up, man? Right at the end. You caught us right at the end. And he said,
You
might
missed
grab
everything.
Mackie 8 for a backup from my Ever's 8. Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, that's the thing. You take the risk. Worst case, they can just like yell. The officiant can yell something. Worst case, it just
Yeah.
depends.
So for me, especially when I do ceremony, when I do like the full ceremony, cocktail hour and reception, I always take two speakers aside from the 44 G2s. I take the one CLX, and I take the Ever's 8. So in any case, if my Ever's 8 ever gives up, I have the CLX to use. I can use that one, or vice versa. So,
Yeah, that's
but I
if you have
only
power though. If you have power, because your ZLX, if you're doing the EV on battery.
but if I take my EV for a ceremony, I'm taking my Jackery
Oh,
because I
you
need.
have a Jackery? I thought you didn't have one.
Well, I have a little. It's not a Jackery, but it's a power bank
Oh, you
station
have one.
thing
Oh,
that
okay. Yeah, yeah. That's
it's
good.
it's strong enough to power up a speaker for
Speaker.
like a
Yeah,
couple, maybe for an hour.
yeah. That's all you need.
So yeah, so that's what I do. But it's only when I do cocktail hour and ceremony and reception.
Yeah, yeah,
But if I'm only doing reception, or if I'm only doing ceremony and reception, then I don't need those three speakers.
yeah,
Which now that you say it, I should take it just in case. But I
yeah, dude.
I don't know, man. I'm 99% on the trust that I have on my EV on my
Speakers
EVA.
are, if listen, if you have a good brand, and like the likelihood the speaker just doesn't work is low, but anything can happen, dude. Why not? Anything can
Yeah,
happen. You don't know. I don't freaking know how the speaker works. So it could just
yeah,
not work one day. I don't know.
yeah.
Chinchilla
Chin said
says
he said he works late. Hey, no
works
worries,
late.
man.
Yeah, it's late,
You
man.
know, you hop on when you hop on. It's all good.
He said,
You can
"Hey,
always
y'all
do
looked
what
into
you.
the photo booths. I see clients asking for DJs with photo booths out here quite often." Man, not
We
yet.
don't.
Maybe we should do a video on photo booths. I don't think we've done an episode on photo booths specifically.
I mean, we can if you guys want to run. Well, we can run it in 2 weeks. We
Yeah.
can.
Yeah,
So
but
we can.
next week I won't be here. We'll see if Diego, you might gonna do one solo. He might or might not. We'll see.
Yeah, no solo, no. But I'll probably hit someone up so he can do it with me.
Or you can do with Smiley. Do a photo booth with Smiley because neither of us have one anyways.
Yeah, I mean, I have one. I have a 360. I have
360.
a
Yeah,
video
yeah.
booth.
Yeah, no, I haven't looked into it, dude. I still I haven't had a client ask me about it, but I could see it definitely. I could see like being able to sell it, adding it on for extra, especially with just the iPad. It's super easy.
If it's a photo booth, yes, it's much easier to sell because you just put it there and it works. But a 360, you need someone there.
Dude, Smiley's up for it
All
next
right,
week.
so stay tuned. Next week we're gonna talk about photo booths
Photo booth
and
in depth,
more so 360s and standalone photo booths.
standalones,
So
and you can show us the
featuring
ones on eBay.
featuring Smiley and myself. Since Shay gotta go.
Yeah, I'll
We
be out next week. I'll be back the week
yeah.
after.
Yeah. So that's what's up, man.
Yeah, and Chinchillin saying you can make a homemade photo booth. Yeah, so you can cover homemade, the salsa, the eBay, the whatever else, whatever photo booths are out there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Most definitely. You can make your own photo booth. Oh, literally, all you need is an iPad and the any application like Luma Booth or
If you look
whatever
at
they
it,
use.
Too Legit made that photo booth. It looks really good, actually. He put it on top of the Rockville totem, so you can even
Yeah.
that was a really good one. Like
Yeah.
it was
That
homemade,
was
but
a really
it looks really
that
good.
was actually a good idea.
Yeah, yeah,
Shout out
it
to
looks
Too
good.
Legit, man. He came true with that one. It was
Yeah,
a
that
good
was
idea.
Too Legit has some really good ideas and some really good creative stuff. So that was a good one. We could feature that. But
Yeah,
yeah,
and
for
and
today though,
Smiley be popping with like the good discounts and like
yeah, he
discount
knows.
products. So that's good
Yeah,
too.
yeah, he got the knows where to find still really good professional looking photo booths, but for a fraction of the price of the salsa booth.
Yeah.
Still does the
But
same thing.
yeah, so
But
definitely Smiley, stay put. I'm gonna send you an email and
right.
no respond, and then we'll go ahead and send you the link for next Thursday. We're gonna talk about photo booths.
Sounds good,
Boom.
man. You guys
360 evergreen.
have a good week. Have a good next week. I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. I'm going on vacation.
All right, yeah, guys, we'll see you in the next one. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next week for photo booth talk.
Photo
Peace.
boot smiley. Bye.